I'm Pedro Andrade and I'm here with Louise Bang, and today we're going to be talking about what makes this new Latin American traveler and market so appealing to the rest of the world. Louise, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, a joy.
So let's get right to the point. Why this new passion for the Latin American traveler?
Well, we have actually, since our recent acquisition of Starwood last year, we've expanded our portfolio in the Caribbean and Latin American market. So we doubled in size, and we're continuously looking for new opportunities to grow travel experiences. And the Caribbean and Latin America is a world full of opportunities. Every country is very unique.
And how would you describe the Latin American traveler?
They're generally always considered to be all one and the same thing. The only thing I think that holds them all in common is they're incredibly resilient. In addition to that, I would argue that it's a part of the world where wealth is increasing exponentially, and they love to travel and explore. Those three things probably keep them in common. Other than that, there's a lot of differentiations between languages, Portuguese and Spanish. And I would argue I grew up speaking Castilian Spanish in Spain, and when I land in Mexico as here, most of the time I can't even read the menu because there are so many words that are different to what I grew up with. And there's a lot of differentiation in the dialects and the tone and just the words that are used in each of those countries. In Brazil, for example, we see the customer base is very interested in still going to beach locations, even though they have amazing beaches. But what really drives their behavior is shopping and exploring new experiences. That for them is very important. We're also seeing a lot more wedding destinations. That's coming up a lot, and a lot more travel to Europe and Southeast Asia. If we go close to Brazil, from Argentina, for example, ski is huge, and shopping is too. Chile, on the other side, they adore the Caribbean. They want those beautiful beaches whenever the opportunity arises. If we go up a little bit further, Mexico, and sometimes I'm a little bit in disbelief of it, this country has such a spectacular array of culture, a history that is unrivaled, and yet they love to travel the world to explore new cultures, but also culinary experiences. So we see them really going all over the world. Colombia, they just got access to the Schengen visa, so they are happily exploring the whole of Europe. They're running around wherever they get a chance to see a new European city. In Peru, we see the travelers very much traveling as a family. That's still very much important to them. So I think every single country in Latin America has something different to offer, and they're actually looking for a different offering as well.
I mean, the options are endless when we talk about Latin America, but if you could guess what the next place that will be booming, what would it be?
So for us, we're sitting in one of the countries that we still feel we might have a lot of hotels in Mexico. We'll end up with 100 at the end of this year, but this is where we're still opening hotels. We have 2 hotels coming up in Canay, the W in St. Regis. We're also opening the Reserve, or Ritz-Carlton Reserve in Sadun, in San Jose del Cabo. We're opening Solaz Hotel by Luxury Collection in Los Cabos as well. We're opening a lot more resorts in Mexico. There's still a huge appetite for hotels in this market. I read a stat the other day that the airport in Cancun actually has more international flights than Mexico City itself.
Wow.
So that tells us that there's a lot of appetite for this country. And most of the Latin countries I mentioned earlier all travel to Mexico. In addition to that, hot off the press, I would say, or the new place, Panama. There's a lot of excitement in Panama. From the islands to the mainland, the gastronomy scene is changing there as well. We're opening the W, Panama, and we're also opening a Ritz-Carlton Reserve in Pearl Island.
I mean, we see the world changing so fast. I mean, we're talking about internet, we're talking about globalization. Is it hard to keep up with these transformations?
In the past, I would say yes. For us now, being the largest hotel company in the world and having the largest array of luxury hotels around the world, between our consumer insights and the travel trends, we have access to phenomenal data and insights. So for us, it's actually changed quite dramatically in the latter months.
And last but not least, how important is ILTM for this industry?
Absolutely crucial. I've been joining the ILTM events for this will be my 11th or 12th year. 10 years with ILTM Cannes. We did ILTM Travel Week, which is now ILTM Latin America in April of this year. Delighted to be here and excited to see it grow. When I came over to this part of the world and running it, my first interest was how do we put ILTM Americas and Latin America on steroids? This is really a chance where the buyers get to meet the suppliers and we can grow the travel. And travel unites. The more we can get our customers traveling and seeing the world, the better world this will be for all of us.
Louise, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you.